Guess the value of the limit as x approaches infinity of the function x squared divided by 2 to the power of x by evaluating the function f of x for the values of x, which is going from 0 all the way to 100 here. And once we conclude that, then use a graph of f to support the guess. So we're going to use Desmos and create a table here. So we're going to go ahead and create a table. We're going to put in our function. So we have x squared divided by 2 to the power of x. Now again, don't forget to put the 1 in there so that it can read the function. Okay, so let's put in a value of 0. We get 0. If we put in 1, we get 0.5, and then 2, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 50, and 100. So let's go ahead and copy those values here. So here is our table. So what is the table telling us? Well, as you can see here, that the limit as x is approaching positive infinity of the function x squared divided by 2x is going to what value? Well, if you can see here, it's going from 0 and then 0.5, 1, 1.125, 1, and then 0.7, 0.5, 0.3, 0.25, 0.1, 0.0. Now this becomes moving the decimal place to the left 4 units. So we can see here, it's getting closer and closer to the value of 0. So that's from our table of values. So now let's graph this function and see what that looks like. Okay, so we're going to graph the function. So we have x squared divided by 2 to the power of x. So let's see what this graph looks like here. So there's our graph. Okay, so we'll copy this graph, and then we're going to look at the graph. Okay, so first let's take a look here. We can see that as x is approaching positive infinity, then our function is getting closer and closer to 0. Okay, now let's just trace it on our graph. Okay, so let me zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so if we trace our graph, okay, as x increases, right, from 20, 27, 28, look at the value of the y. It's 0. And as we keep going and going to positive infinity, it's staying at 0 and at 0 at 0. So therefore, that confirms our table of results.